Hello, we are back again for round 2 of Your Data Privacy and You. This is Lizzie, and I'm the Executive Assistant here at Pioneer Valley Credit Union. With us again is Julie, our Vice President of Operations and Compliance, and we are continuing our mini-series to educate our members and the surrounding community about data privacy. Julie, I would love to know if you could please describe some ways that members can practice mobile banking safely.
Absolutely. So mobile banking is an excellent resource to conduct financial transactions because it's literally in the palm of your hand, one swipe away. Members not only use our PVCU mobile app, but there are plenty of other apps that exist out there for financial transactions, whether it's another financial institution or person-to-person payments, also known as P2P. The most common ones are going to be Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. So my biggest recommendation is you be careful of the type of app you're downloading. Just because it says PVCU doesn't mean it may necessarily be just that. It could be a disguise. Not every app is going to have the strong security features that ours do. And that's what hackers are banking on, that you're not going to know the difference between a fake app and a real app. There are two main mobile banking cyber attacks that could happen to any one of us. One is called an app-based banking Trojan. That's when an app, you download it from an unofficial source, such as maybe an unsecured website or a miscellaneous text. Maybe you get a text message saying, oh, download here for free coupons or 20% off something. And within that download of the app, it contains a virus or malware. And that malware is then released once you download it into your phone to then see what information you're typing. It's going to see your username. It's going to see your password. Excuse me, it might ask you for additional security questions, mother's maiden name, father's middle name, pet's name, all information that can be used to pose as you calling another financial institution to try and essentially take your identity. The other one is called a fake banking app, which is very similar to a Trojan app, except it's more it's more focused on the financial institution itself. So we have our CU on the go mobile Pioneer Valley Credit Union app, but a hacker out there might try and pose as us. Maybe the colors are a little different. Maybe there's a misspelling, very similar to phishing attempts through emails. And you think it's from us, you just see PVCU, oh, that must be them, download it, and it has the malware. So my biggest recommendation is you go to our website, pvcu.org, or the official website of the application you want to download, and verify the validity from there. And that official website is the key to letting you know, is this real or is this a possible Trojan app? What I also recommend people do is not use public Wi-Fi. And I know that's extremely difficult when we're on the go. Starbucks, Dunkin', it could be you're in a student center of a school, library. But the issue with public Wi-Fi is just that word. It's public, meaning anyone in that specific hotspot can log in at any time. And when you log into an unsecure hotspot, that means other people have ability to see what you're doing. Lizzie and I could log into the Starbucks Wi-Fi and I could see, oh, Lizzie's got a laptop. If I'm a very talented hacker and Lizzie's trying to access her PVCU account on online banking, I can then see what she's typing. And that's what makes a public Wi-Fi or hotspot so scary. Yeah. Is you don't know who's sitting across from you at that Starbucks table. And it could be just someone doing work like you, or it could be, a hacker. That's why if you do have to use a public Wi-Fi, to not do anything that would contain privacy, like financial transactions. So I recommend you use a private network where it is secured by a password, or you have to use your cell data, which I know can be difficult because cell data is not cheap, but it's worth it in the long run to not have your information stolen and then trying to backtrack to collect funds that may have been taken from your account. So speaking of passwords, you should definitely have a strong password for all of your applications. I recommend you not have the same one. I know that's difficult, with everything we have to remember. But if one hacker can crack one, then he or she can crack the rest of your apps. Make it a combination: uppercase letters, lowercase letters, symbols, numbers, and try not to use common names associated with you. It could be a favorite niece, a favorite nephew, a child's name, parent's name, pet name. And then a number most commonly would be a date of birth. Try not to use information that if we were to look you up, let's say on Facebook, we could guess what the password would be. Make it a random mix. With that being said, try not to ask your browser to remember the password. If we go back to our last lesson of security preferences, perhaps the password you save isn't secure. And if, let's say, Google has a data breach, well, that also means your password has been compromised as well. So try your best to not save your password to your browser. In addition to a password, have your two-factor authentication enabled, also known as multi-factor authentication. This is where, in addition to your username, some other type of security feature is used. It could be, for instance, with our mobile apps, we have a one-time passcode, 6-digit number that's sent to you via email instead of mobile app. Sometimes it can be a text message as well. With other places. And that's just one additional layer of security to make sure it's you and not someone who may have stolen your phone, stolen your online banking access. Also, secure your device. Biometrics, so that could be your fingerprint, that can be facial recognition, and ID passcodes. Same thing with ID passcode. Try not to make the digits your full date of birth, or your significant other's date of birth, child's date of birth. Make it a random set of numbers. I have an Apple phone which does the numbers, but I know some phones out there you can do like a zigzag pattern, which I'm very jealous of because that looks really neat. And that looks like a fun way to remember what. Exactly. Well, I wouldn't necessarily have to write down or try to remember a 6-digit code. But that way, if your device does get stolen, that's just one additional layer of security the hacker has to bypass. Also, if you do lose your phone or tablet, for instance, you can contact your cell phone provider and let them know your information has been lost, or your cell phone specifically has been lost, and they can deactivate your software, your service on the phone. That's so that really way, if they are able to crack your passcode, all of a sudden, boom, shuts down. So if you lose your cell phone, definitely contact your cell phone provider. Set up alerts with financial institution, including us. We offer alerts through email, text message, phone call. To sign up for our alerts, you would just have to log on to online banking and click on the alerts tab. It's a blue tab, and then enable the type of alert that you want to get notifications for. It could be as simple as a balance transfer request. It could be if your balance falls below a certain dollar amount. You can set what you would like to see or what you would like to get notified for, and that will help you keep a better eye on your account. That's awesome. Last but not least, be careful of who you conduct business with, especially with these P2P apps like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You might see an advertisement on Facebook, on Google that says, oh, Christmas cookies, or, these fun sweaters that you can buy from me. And it could be just a scam where they're just trying to wave bait in front of the person, collect the money using a PayPal, Venmo, Cash App type of transaction, and then you never see the product. And it's very difficult to dispute P2P apps because it is actually you entering in the information. So it's tough to prove, even though it is a fraudster and they're trying to pull a scam, it can be difficult at times to prove in the dispute process. So always know who your recipient is. If you're not sure who the person is receiving your funds, do not send it. I could go for a couple more hours about cybersecurity and mobile apps, but those would be the top recommendations I would have for our users.
That was extremely helpful and extremely insightful, especially because Venmo is increasing in popularity a lot lately.
Absolutely. Fun fact, in Q1 of 2018, over $12 billion in transactions, just
Wow.
one quarter.
Wow. Thank you again, Julie, for sharing ways to keep our members' privacy safe. We appreciate your time.
Anytime.
And a data privacy tidbit of the day, courtesy of Pioneer Valley Credit Union. Until next time.
Thank you.